Hello guys, welcome back to Blueprints, episode number 3. In the previous episode we did a couple of days, so we are at day 4 now. Let me get my notes. Well, not notes. The goal, I should say. Orchid computer. We had the magnifying glass, so let's immediately go outside. Let's press R. That's what we always do to start the episode. We got a couple of new rooms, the billiard room, the closet, the storeroom from the previous episode. We all had this already, I think. Yep. Observatory, we also drew in the observatory inside the telescope. We found a found floor plan, which is now added over here to the left. I just noticed. What was it called again? The planetarium we found inside the telescope. So that's our first found floor plan. The dining room, we sort of knew what it did, but it was the first time that we drafted it. Last thing, we have our upgraded boudoir with 2 rolling dice. We put in the nursery, which is a dead end related to other bedrooms. It gains you extra 5 steps if you dropped extra bedrooms. I'm not a fan of bedrooms, so that nursery probably, we've seen it. We read the Red Prince book. That will be something that we will not be drafting a lot, I think. We drafted the passageway. That's exactly what it is. We didn't find anything in there. It's just a way. It is a 4-door room, so that's always good. It does come with a 2-gem cost though. Long cramped series of unfinished passages used primarily by the servant staff to traverse the estate quickly. The greenhouse, we found a lever for the antechamber, but it is broken, so we have to find the broken lever to pull that thing. And there, it also looked like you could break a wall there, which means that if we could somehow break that wall, that it will no longer be a dead end, then it will be an L shape. That would be better. The terrace is good if you get it early and you can put it somewhere on the side, because then all the other green rooms will not cost gems to drop. I think the greenhouse was 1 and the courtyard is also 1. So, and we saw couple of times the cloister, but that comes with a gem cost of 3 gems, so we did not have that one. We never had enough gems to drop it. It's also a 4-door place. We got the locksmith, which sells keys. We got that in the house as well, so we got an extra shop. And then red rooms. The gymnasium, which we also meanwhile figured out that you can put up the power in the utility box and then it doesn't cost you steps. So the gymnasium is actually not that bad, seeing it is a T-shape if you have the utility box in your house. And then we found the planetarium. If you call it a day in this room, you gain 2 stars, which means you fast forward a bit in the constellations for the observatory. So that's sort of where we are. The plan for today is definitely to go open that orchid, so let's start with that. And to find a computer, because we also have the password. Swan Song. We had a pretty productive day last time. See, we found the magnifying glass. We could find the picture where the code is on the tree, assuming that is the code for the orchid. We found the password for the computer. We also read the note in the nook with the magnifying glass, which that resulted in giving us the dartboards, the rules, and telling us that all the doors in the antechamber can be opened with levers, but we kind of knew that already. Where is my code? 1128. Click, it says the orchid has been opened. If I click the gate. Oh. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with an extra 20 steps. So instead of 50, we will start with 70 steps from now on, whenever we do a new day. But we just started the day, so obviously it will not count for today. There are a lot of these pigeon buttons. One of these things here. The blue flame. But there are 4 by the looks of it. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on for these things. And now these smoke things here, they are out now. That's what do I call that? A sundial or something? Not sure how that works. Has something to do with the I think it's some sort of time-wising thing. An old system to tell you the time. Depending on the shadow, I think. Shadow from the sunshine. Hence that it's called a sundial. Anything in here? Shovel or so would be nice. No. Just one of these. What is that? Some sort of lawnmower, old style, I think. The Gardener's Logbook, April 10th, 1992. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no records of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of important wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings on the estate, inasmuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Nogula, the groundskeeper. Okay, that's a new name for the list of our names. Among my many commissioned duty, I have been tasked with conservation oversight of Mount Holly's lurging grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Espen's death. Yeah, Lady Espen is somewhere in the west. In the ensuing closure of the west wing. Okay, so we only dealing with the east side. Because the west wing, nothing can be done there because Lady Espen passed away or something like that. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path. Weekly, even if none but myself take notice. Oh, so he's still dealing with the west as well. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house. Yeah, we figured that. There are 8 rooms of everything. That requires some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these I discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. That makes sense because we usually get them in the on the sides, on the edges. Yeah, they're sort of gardens. I suppose they need to be able to go outside, like the terrace that goes a bit next to the house when you dropped it. So you cannot drop that in the middle. The only thing you could drop in the middle, I think, was the courtyard so far. The terrace, the patio, the veranda, the morning room, the greenhouse and the secret garden, all full within this category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are 6 of the 8 rooms. So the only thing you can drop in the middle is the courtyard and then the cloister. Okay. One of the first tasks I undertook as a groundkeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only even appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from gardens and the amount of flowers that can be bloomed in a greenhouse. Okay. So what we make from this is that you want to put the greenhouse in the rich soil, so that is rank 3 in the west, and on the east it's rank 4, 7 and 9. That's where you want to put the greenhouse, and then whatever garden spreads fruits. Okay, so in the middle you can only get the cloister and the courtyard because all the other green rooms are only in the side. A few years ago, the Banner made a long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electric power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including, but not limited to, the Orchid smudge pots. Well, that's what these gas things are, smudge pots. Smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperature and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned up to conserve resources for the estate, other gas-powered machinery and appliances. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off. So my question now is, what do we do with this? Because we put the switch off, which gives us the blue flame. If we close it again, then the blue flame is gone. But during the winter months, which we are, I think we are November, December somewhere from some of the notes that we found. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I have submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda currently in the cloister. Okay. With a much more appropriate angel, Rina. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Okay, so the gardener thing in the chapel. So the gardening angel is the Rina. And at the moment, I in the cloister is the one with the scepter. So the empress or the queen or whatever it is. So that's Orinda. So the queen is Orinda, and the gardener is Rina. Okay, let's make a note of that. Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday, as she wonders why I avoid entering the cloister. Truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner guard, and I'm too scared of chastisement to prove. Okay, so we can get inside of the cloister. There's a way to open that, apparently, but he has forgotten how. Pretty good considering I have only ever seen Rina's depiction in the chapel. Right, so Rina is one of the guardian angels in the chapel. No, not God, but what do they call the Aegeran angels. So Rina is the gardener, Orinda is the queen. This is what we get from here. And then the other names, I'm assuming we're gonna have to find somewhere else. And that probably has some kind of importance at some point in time. Okay. We learned a bit more from the... So we got this blue flame thing. 1 of 4 corners, so I'm assuming there are 3 more. And we get from tomorrow on, we get 20 steps extra every day. That's kind of huge. That gives us a bit more room of maneuverability. Also kind of suggests there's probably way more to be found than only inside the house. Yeah, we know there are some more doors here. We had to look at that on day 1. Okay. So inside the house, we want to find definitely a computer. And then as many new rooms as we can find. Co-check, that's a dead end. The nook, we'll do hallway. We'll do hallway. Let's do a different strategy. Normally we drop the 3 rooms here, but yeah, we can still do that. I think we should always do that. We want to go up or straight, not to the left, because we already have access from the hallway. So up or straight. No. I'm first going to do this one to see where we can go here. Can we go straight or not? We can with the den. Okay. I'll put the den there. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares we can... So we just need to go... a spare room or a corridor here would be nice now. We can just go up. We can have access to all the other squares from the den and the hallway. Okay. That's exactly what we wanted. Spare room or corridor. So we can reach this square, we can reach this. So every square which is next, we can reach. So now we'll check the hallway or the den. Let's go to the den first, because that gives us a gem. And also a trunk. I have to remember that there is a trunk here. We have nothing to open it with at the moment, but... So we'll drop this room and see if we can go up and right. If we can, then we can potentially put a dead end in the corner. There we go. Pantry. Commissary. No, commissary turns left. Chapel is a bit of a waste of the west exit. So pantry is perfect here. And a banana. The pictures is a bot and a bat, which puts an H over here, makes sense. This word is 8, we know that. 2 bottom rows are 8 safes. Yeah, we just want to go left here. Parlor, perfect. We'll leave that be, which means we have now full access to put whatever dead end in this corner here. Preferably something that gives us a key would be nice. Ooh. Walk-in closet is also interested though. 4 items, and we have a gem to pay for it. It's perfect. We can do storeroom, gives us a key. That's also an option. We can do storeroom, and then we can open the crate, the trunk in the den with that key. Let's do walk-in closet. I don't know if we actually dropped that yet. Running shoes. Occasionally save some steps when traveling longer distances across the estates. That probably mostly helps you outside, I would guess. We got a tag over here and a stack, so it's an S. Makes sense. In our grids, a key, another key, and an, oh, okay. Was a good choice to do this because it gave us 2 keys. The storeroom would have only given us 1, so we can now. I'm gonna open one. Three gems. We didn't get our key back. Sometimes there's a key and a gem in it or something. Let's do the parlor game to get some more gems, and then drop that room here, and then maybe go to the other side first. Well, I say that gives us some gems. That is of course assuming that we find the right solution here. This box is the middle box. That is definitely a lie. The gems are in the middle box. Could be true, could be a lie. This box is the middle box. That's definitely a lie. So black and blue is lying, so white is correct, which means it is in itself. Okay, and we got a cart and a car, so it is a letter T here. The T of 8 makes sense. Security, please. Thank you very much. That is a security door. Okay, we're gonna have to look for power then. A banana. More steps. Peaks and peace. So this is a letter K. The K, which is the ending of crack. We know what the thing is. This is where we found the passwords. The rest is the same notes from before. Then there is still something going on with the screens, which we haven't figured out yet because we don't know all the rooms. We got spare room, walk-in closet, and the nook, storeroom, office, nursery. Don't know what that room is. Hallway, security, and we don't know what that room is. Spare room. Spare room, S. Walk-in closet, W. Don't know what that room is. Nook is an N. Storeroom, office, nursery, S-O-N. Swan song. So if this room is A and this room is a G, then we have swan song, which is our password. H-S. We don't know what that is. There might be more than one password then. What are these rooms? I have no idea. It looks to be a vault of some sort. That's the nook again. Not sure. There's something going on here, but we obviously want to be here. View the estate inventory. We haven't missed anything because we just opened the trunk, otherwise it would say one trunk which has been opened yet, but keycard system. It's operational. Obviously we need to find the power. We need to find the power box so we can put that off. So yeah, this is always one of these things. What do you do, right? What you should do, see, we don't have a key card, we do not have power here, we should put this definitely on low and leave it locked in case we find the key card. But if we find the power box, then this needs to go to on high and unlocked so that we don't need a key card. But that means that we have to come back. So you could take the risk of putting it on high unlocked and then go back down and see if we can find, for instance, in the other corner on the bottom row, we can find the utility box there. We'll do it as it's supposed to do. We'll put it on low and locked because we have no keycard, we have no power at the moment. Well, it is powered, but we need to get the power off. But more importantly is this, of course, because we know what this is now. We also know that computers are different because in the office we could do spread goals and things like that. In the security, we can change and mess around with the keycard system. So, and we also know that there's a computer in the laboratory, but we have not been there yet. Okay, staff services. Punch in, punch out. This service has been temporarily disabled. As of November 4, all work has been suspended on Mount Holly and all domestic staff has been placed on extended paid leave in accordance with the instructions left by the old man himself. See Mrs. Babbage for more detail. Okay, so the staff is on paid leave from November 4th, so we are in November somewhere. Saturday, November 7th. I didn't think anyone else had access to this network this month except you, Simon, so if you were reading this just now, we are all rooting for you. Your friends in faithful service. So this memo is actually addressed to us. And we arrived here, I guess, on Saturday, November 7th. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Because in theory, if we would have found the magnifying glass on day 1, we could have found the password for the computer and we would have read this the first day that we arrived here. So the first day that we arrived here is November 7th. So that's the first day, November 7th, 1993. That is where when we arrived here on this mansion. Okay. Request the schedule change. The service has been temporarily disabled as okay. Yeah, we know you haven't paid leave. See Mrs. Babbage. Okay. Special orders. If you would like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, the commissary is now taking special orders for all members of the staff. Special orders can take 1 to 3 days. Place a special order. What you would like to order? The brass compass. The magnifying glass definitely helped us out. Metal detector, shovel. They're usually we found sometimes in the courtyard. We bought some of these things in the. Yeah, this is all the things you can get in the commissary. Sleeping mask. Sleeping mask gives you 5 extra steps or something. We found one the other day. Gives you 5 extra steps if you walk through a bedroom. So that's not interesting. Sledgehammer could be interesting to smash the trunks. Then we don't need to use a key. To smash the padlocks. The shovel, obviously. Brass compass is the only thing we haven't seen yet, so let's order that. We would like the commissary to order brass compass, so it will take 1 to 2 days. So either tomorrow or the day after, the commissary will have the brass compass. Okay. Okay, that's all for staff services. Remote terminal access. It is possible to connect to other active terminals elsewhere on the estate using RTA, the remote terminal access. Office, laboratory, we knew that. Okay, so there's also a computer in the shelter. Wherever that is. We have not seen the shelter yet. No other terminals are currently connected. Okay. Electronic mail. The permissions of this terminal do not allow for access to the electronic mail account. Currently, this feature can only be accessed via the terminal located in the office. Okay, so the office has the mail. Currently. So there might be a way to get the mail on the other computers as well. Is that what this kind of says? So the mail, okay, so we also need to find the office to see if there is any mail for us, now that we have the password. Data transfers. Data transfers from Synca are not currently available. Which also kind of suggests that they might be available at some point. If we... okay, you always have to look at the negative constraint of these messages. Glossary of terms. Adjoining, bedroom. One of the most common type of rooms, bedrooms are typically used for resting and regaining steps and are identifiable by the violet borders of their floor plans. Bedroom, guest bedroom, nursery, we saw those. Call it a day, we know what that does. Color. Okay, violet for bedrooms, orange for hallways, green for green rooms, yellow for shops, red for red rooms, and blue for blueprints. Okay, we knew that. Yeah, it's just, okay. So whatever we have discovered, Dirigiblocks. In the commissary, players may find an arcade cabinet for the popular game Dirigiblocks. To dismay of board members of the staff, the cabinet has not been in working order for the last several years. Although the game is not currently accessible, it is scheduled to be added in a future patch. Yeah, that Dirigiblocks thing is, it's in the commissary. You can play that game, but we are now 1 year after release and it's still not playable. So that patch still needs to come, I guess. They just did 1.7 patch, which was the accessibility thing. Third, drafting, draft pool, draw, we know all that. Okay, that's from A to D. East Wing entry estate, exhaust. Exhaust? Oh yeah, well, yeah, okay. When you're too exhausted, you can call it a day. Floor plan, glossary of terms, cold, green room, ground, hallway, house. Inventory, items, keys, key card. Yeah, these are all the things we sort of discovered. And what we haven't discovered are question marks at the moment. Each row of rooms in your house make up a rank. So yeah, we already figured that out. That the rows in our grid are called ranks in this game. How often a floor plan is drawn from the drafting pool is determined by its rarity. There are 4 rarities: commonplace, normal, uncommon, and rare. Wait. I think it's called unusual actually, instead of uncommon. Yeah, it's commonplace is like a level 1. Standard is a level 2. That's what they call normal here. Unusual is level 3. What they call uncommon. And rare is level 4. When a spread occurs, items are randomly distributed across all rooms currently active on the estate. The more rooms in your house, the larger the spread. The locker room spread keys, the office spread coins. We knew the office spreads coins. Locker room, we have not seen the locker room yet. Stars is in the observatory. Terminal, that's the computers. Tomorrow. Rooms that provide benefits in the future belong to a special category of floor plans, the tomorrow rooms. They are marked with a clock symbol. The sauna, the mail room, or the code check. We have not seen any of those rooms. Yeah, we got the code check earlier from the entry hall, but it was a dead end. So we didn't drop it. Okay. Trunk upgrade. We upgrade this west wing. Yeah, okay. We know what that's all about. Okay. So what we mainly learned from this is that we can order things in the commissary, and we know that the office computer has mail, which means we still need the office. We have access to this square. We can go up from the security, so we could potentially put the commissary here or something and see what they are selling. Passageway is a waste of a bunch of exits. Or the bedroom. Doesn't matter what we choose. We are always going to lose an exit. So I'm just going to save my gems for now. I'm just going to put the bedroom here. And find an apple. That's 2 extra steps, and going into this bedroom doesn't cost us anything. We still haven't figured out who this is. It's not Lady Espen, because Lady Espen has a birdie mark. But rethinking that, we did see Lady Espen in the office, and there was another, well, like 2 pictures next to each other, Lady Espen and then a guy, which I'm assuming will be her husband, which means her husband from Lady Espen is not Great Uncle Herbert, but it will be the brother of Herbert, which we read in the other note somewhere, mentioning of his brother. So Lady Espen is not the wife of Great Uncle Herbert. Yeah, we have to go back. We have to go back to the hallway and see if we can find the power. Well, we have to drop this first to see if we can go up and left. Then we could potentially put another dead end in the corner. Kitchen could be a way, but then we need to draw from the kitchen to see if we can get out of here. It's always good to know what's on the menu. Gives you an idea what extra room you potentially have to look for. Stuffed wild quail is on the menu today, and we need the trophy room for an extra 10 steps. Okay, we're still okay. We can get bacon and eggs for 8, club sandwich. Bacon and eggs will also add the morning room. Okay, at the moment we're okay with steps. We'll do the drawing room. We have cracked that safe, so we'll get our gem back, and gives us the option to drop whatever we want. So as of course we're gonna draw from this room. So here we basically we want to have power here, I guess, or something. That's something dead ended. There we go, power. Thank you very much. We'll take that. Okay, we'll cut out the power. Gymnasium off, dark room off, garage on. So if we now get gymnasium, we will not lose steps. Dark room, if we get it, we can come back and put on the light. Then we can drop and still see what we're dropping. And that of course also means that we can potentially go back to the security and open that door if we put everything on the computer the way it should be. The chapel is a decent room here. The patio. We haven't seen the patio yet, but the chapel goes up and left though. So map wise the chapel is better. Okay. But we're not gonna go in there. We're gonna go to the corridor and see what we can get there. Oh, I might even go back to security. Yeah, that's what I should do. Running shoes come into play here already. Okay, so you want to run actually, not walk. Because now that we have put out the power, we obviously need to change this. Because now the system is offline, we can now set the security level on high, get as many of these doors as possible. Yeah, if you put it on high, you get 5 to 6, this says. If you put it on low, it's 1 to 2. Put them on medium, it's 3 to 4, I'm assuming. And then we obviously unlock these doors, so we don't have to worry about security doors. So what does that mean? That means that we can now just open this door. There we go. Nook seems to be fine. Gives us an extra key. We have read everything about that note that we have to find. The key. We know there's a chess piece over here. Anything straight or right? Okay. Yeah, let's just do it because otherwise it's going to be costing a lot of steps to come back here again. Spare room goes up, coach, commissary. Let's put the commissary over here and see what we are selling here today, but we know all that. We have got all the information from that. Salt shaker, compass, shovel and sledgehammer. Okay, we need to find some coins somewhere so that we can get all this stuff. Now, we already noticed before, although they're selling the shovel and the sledgehammer and whatever, you can still find them in other rooms though. Then you don't have to buy them. We're gonna put the dark room here. We're gonna go back to the power and put on that light. Then we can see here, and then start drafting from the chapel. We're obviously gonna use the coins to buy some extra steps because we are running around the house now, though. Because we can't see here anyway. Running shoes to the rescue. At least once. So we'll buy some extra bananas here, as many as we can get for the 4 coins that we have. The reason we do that is we need steps, and which also means we're not gonna lose any coins. Going to this chapel. god, we have to go passageway here, I guess. Do we? We can get to this square from the corridor. We can get over here from the chapel. Dark room gives us access to these two. Oh, I'm gonna do this. The guest bedroom gives us 10 steps. And a very useless keycard today because we put out the system. We don't need the keycard. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've been in the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. This is another confirmation that the darts board game has been played with maths. We already knew that. We figured it out, and we also have the information with the magnifying glass from the note in the nook telling us the rules, sorta. And what is that? KL? Hoping your health improves shortly. I guess it didn't improve because our great uncle passed away. I have no idea who KL is, or VL is. I'm assuming it's KL. KL. And this KL guy was on the hunt with Lord Evanson. So they came here to hunt in the woods around the house, probably. Yeah, we're not looking at these letters anymore because we know what the grid is. We know this is saves. We know the second rank is 8. Crack dates 8. If we count small gates, 8 dates will crack 8 saves. Basically, is what the grid says. Okay, chapel. Nothing here. You want to check here from time to time. Yeah, chess pieces. I forgot to look at those, but we know there's a chapel in the a bishop in the chapel. The garage. Let's do. That's a dead end though. Which means we have to go back corridor or dark room. Well, we haven't seen the garage yet, so. And we have put the power on, whatever that means. Well, that means that we can go outside. We don't have a shovel. Car doesn't open. Christoph, yet another name. This is the third time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship, your absence must be accounted for. Mrs. Babbage. Mrs. Babbage is the house manager, driving and car, so I'm assuming Christoph is the driver. The chauffeur of the lord. We got a cart and a car. That confirms the D for dates. This gate doesn't open. It leads into a path to the other gate, I guess. We've been on the outside and run into a gate there as well. This leads to the front. This is the path that we saw from the outside. So this is the way to open this thing. from the inside. And unlock the west gate has permanently been unlocked. Permanently changes do not reset each day. Okay, so this is a permanent addition. We found the orchid, we found the west gate. Which means for some reason or another we can go through this gate every day and come here. We can't go in the house unless we have the garage, I'm assuming. Unless there are other rooms to get in. Right. Not sure. There's something beside the bridge. We know that from a note in the nook and the pantry. No idea what there is besides the bridge, but there's a door here. Shut or some sort. Oh, we can select the rooms here. Root cellar. Rooms in your house will be more likely to contain dig spots. Yeah, that's great, but we don't have a shovel. Tool shed. 2 special items. Or the hovel. Special floor plans now cost steps in this instead of gems. Yeah, but we don't have that many steps. So the hovel doesn't. The hovel seems to be something we can. Right, since the gate is permanently opened, which means we can do this every morning. We can draft a room here. So the hovel will be more interesting tomorrow or so. Once we have 20 extra steps, we start with 70 steps, then we can do potentially the hovel. So I think I'm gonna go for some items here and see what the tool shed is all about. There we go. What's it called? Metal detector. More chance of finding coins and gems. And the sledgehammer we found before in the courtyard. We know that smashes things. Other than that, it's exactly what it is. A tool shed. Okay. So the tool shed. Outer rooms. And of course there are also 8 there. I'm assuming there will also be 8 floor plans, because everything is 8 here, right? 8 red rooms, 8 bedrooms, 8 green rooms, 8 outside rooms. The problem is we have deadlocked ourselves, so it's probably a better idea just to go in the front and go to corridor and then dark room. We put on the light there, so yeah, just go through the front of the house. Running shoes saved us a step and another step. Okay, so that's 2 steps saved here. Yeah, I don't know. We need to go through here, but we still have the spare room available. That would be nice here. Of course not. The closet is a dead end. The pool will add the locker room, the sauna, and the pump room to today's draft pool. Closet we've seen, there are 2 items there. Usually a key and a gem or something. I haven't found anything else there, I think. Boudoir will give us 2 rerolls. And a gem, because we have cracked that safe. So we'll do that. Two rerolls. So that also means if we can get the boudoir in the house in the morning, we have 2 rolling dice, then we can outside. It shows 3 plans. If we roll once, it shows another 3. We roll a second time, it will show the other 2. So that means if we have the boudoir our upgraded boudoir with 2 rolling dice. You sort of want to try to get that in the house now and then go outside. Then we are guaranteed whatever room we want outside. Just an observation that might be important later on. If we want a specific room for some reason. Like the tool shed, you know, if we want items, we can always get the tool shed with the road and rod here. Okay, we put a lot of power on the dark room, but that's okay. Because we put on the light, so we can actually see what we're doing there. And I'm sprinting as much as I can. But it doesn't... Seems to... the running shoe seems to work a bit more on the outside than in the inside. We have no coins to buy anything. There we go. Okay. Let's first go left. We can get a passageway or something here. We still have gems to pay for it. The battery pack. Is that what the thing was beeping for? Right, yeah, the thing with the metal detector. It's a greater chance of finding keys and coins, but it also spawns them more. You can find them on the floor or something sometimes. If you don't have the metal detector, don't need to look on the floor, there will never be coins or keys or whatever. We want to go that way first, I think, right? No, the normal door. Pretty high up in the rank, so it's probably locked, but we have 4 keys now because we found 3 in the garage. Holy moly. The weight room lose half your steps, that's not interesting. We only have 18 left with the running around on the outside. We have not seen that room yet, but... Laboratories, yeah, this stupid laboratory. These are basically 2 empty rooms. I think we're gonna re-roll here. We have the rolling dice, we don't need them anywhere else. Sure, give me the weight room again. Let's do dining room, gives us access to the south and the west. Which means we can draft any dead end here, or an L shape to the right, and then we can fill up the grid. Yeah, it's fine, we have 4 keys, we'll use a key. Spare room is a dead end, close end, so I think we go office here, right? We want to check the mail. Oh yeah, we also cracked this safe, so we have a gem here as well. Yeah, always office then. What day are we for? I don't think we can run the payroll, because you can only run the payroll once a week, it said. We'll give it a go, but... The payroll has already been run for this week, yeah, okay. The payroll went to the servant's quarter or the maid's chamber. So there will be a lot of coins there, I'm assuming. Okay, we're gonna spread some gold in the house. We can go back to the kitchen and get some steps there with that gold. Let's see what's going on with the mails. Special orders, yeah, okay. So the staff services are the same on the computers. So these are all the same as on the other computer, except for over here we have electronic mail. We'll start with the oldest one, I guess. October 5th. Fuse bug repair. The VAC indicator lights installed per instruction have been turned on. However, it should be noted that the white indicator is only displayed after syncing all 6 indicators to purple. We clicked on those things. We found green and blue and red. And then we clicked on the blue and then we got the purple at some point. Okay, we need to figure that one out. If this is not the desired functionality, let us know and we will fix it in our regular service next week. Dear Herbert, we just wanted to let you know that the changes you requested to your will have been implemented and notarized. If your premonition, God forbid, should bear fruit, rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail. Inquire McKinley and McDowell. So we changed his will on October 7th. That's a month before we arrived here. Gate, yes, this is the correct functionality. Also, when you are out here next week, please test that the correct sequence is off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Okay. So off, blue, green, white, red, purple. November 1st, that was last week. Sir, you have not left me any instructions for the following week, and you know how much I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend. Yeah, Hartley is a valet. We figured that one from the message on the darkroom. Or if you absolutely insist, through this confused electronic typewriter. Yeah, Mrs. Babbage, the house manager, is old school, I guess. Confused electronic typewriter. Computer, my dear. Okay, so what we learned from here is basically the sequence of the lights on the box thing. We spread the gold, right? Okay. Last time we spread the gold, there were already 4 coins in this room, but that's apparently random as well. But then again, so we're gonna go through these rooms here. Pick up as many coins as we can. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not 6, because this one is a free room. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9, 9, 10. We need 10 steps to get to the kitchen. We need 10 steps to get to the kitchen and then buy club sandwich for 15 steps. That's a positive of 5. Seems a bit redundant, doesn't it? But we can go through the garage outside and come back in the entrance hall. It probably saves us some steps instead of having to come back through this whole thing here. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest. Yeah, I was just about to say. We do have the metal detector, so if there are coins in a room, this thing is gonna pick it up. I'm still gonna drop some rooms here though. Rumpus room, I guess. This has 8 coins. It always has 8 coins, nothing to do with the office. This is also a bishop room. So Rumpus room is also bishop. Pilot and plot. Oh, okay, we know the letters, so we're done. The paintings we're sort of done with. Is that the salt shaker? That is the salt shaker. Now it becomes more interesting to go back to the kitchen. Oh, he wants a coin back already. Okay, let's see what he has to say. You gonna tell our fortune, our future?
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of the dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand. He is looking for something he was told he would not find. I see a black cat tied to a red flag. I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see a door marked by a rogue moon. A door that is always locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Okay. So he's telling us we are looking for room 46 with the rogue moon. We kind of knew that. But he also says until dawn the following day. So I'm assuming he's telling something else every time we come here. We'll do the gymnasium. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gonna drop the room here, but we're gonna have to go back to the kitchen or we are out of steps. And we'll do the patio here. That will spread. I can't even go in that room. Okay. We have to drop the dead end here. We have no gems. Do East Wing Hall. Can't go in because we have not enough steps. We can go in here because this is free. Doesn't seem to be spreading too much coins though, or computer in the office. A few at least. Don't see any coins immediately there, so we're not going to go in that room. Running shoes comes into play. How much do we have left? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we are dead. We can't go in there. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need to buy something first. Oh, and we have the salt shaker, right? So we'll do the bacon and eggs and the club sandwich. 15 plus salt shaker, that's 16. So this is another 11. And then we can buy another banana. Okay, it's 35 steps. 35 steps, and then we can check the rooms over here and go out of the garage and then come back, check the corridor. Just to see if we have more coins here. We're gonna use them here. Buy an extra banana. That's a positive net. And then the last coin we're gonna have to give up in the chapel, obviously. There he goes. It's worth going back. See, the bananas are 4 now. We sold out. We bought all the steps we could get. Okay. Don't see any coins there, so we're not going to go in. And no coins here. And I'm assuming that the running shoes will help us a bit on the outside. Yep. No. Okay. Not costing us any steps here. That was a bit of a waste of steps. Okay, now we need to go back to nothing to buy here. East Wing Hall, I guess. The morning room, that's a new room, 2 gems. It's also a tomorrow room. You will start with 2 extra gems tomorrow, okay? Sure. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Car keys. Upgrade disc. Two gems. November 5th. In the blue hours of Wednesday morning, the Venerable Baron of Mount Holly, Herbert S. Sinclair, passed away at the ripe age of 73. Okay, so our uncle was 73 and he passed away on November 5th, 1993. So that's only 2 days before we arrived here. It's 73. Herbert, 73 years old, and he passed away on November 5, 1993. Particular of the announcement yesterday. Reading of his will precipitated flurry speculation. Presumed heir. For his niece and presumptive heir, the much beloved and lamented Mary Matthew Jones. Why is he called Jones? Oh yeah, we're also called Simon P. Jones. So she took the name of her husband. So Daniel, our father, is called Daniel Jones. Right. There's something going on with our mother and her names. She's also Marion Marigold. That's her writer name. She writes books under that name. So sometimes she's called Mary, sometimes she's called Marion. Some people call her Marigold. And she's not called Sinclair, although her father should be Sinclair because he's the brother of Herbert. But she doesn't take his name. But she doesn't like... We're living in some sort of red country, or it's led by the Red Party or whatever. But she doesn't like red. That's one of the reasons that she disappeared. Because we found the book of the Red Prince, and the whole room was purple, violet. So she's living in the violet country or whatever. Or she ran there, or got smuggled there. It's all a bit of a haze in here. Mrs. Jones, better known as our readers by her pen name Marion Marigold. Yeah, we know that. Enchanted the hearts and minds of children across the region. And she has written The Red Prince. We read that book. Swinburne and a New Clue. Those are probably books we can get in the library. The Red Prince was in the nursery. We read that book, but it was all about the Red Prince and everything was red, red, red. But she hates red, so she was probably forced to make it red, because the game is called The Blue Prince, not the Red Prince. Her disappearance remains one of the age's most tragic mysteries. Yeah, our uncle has something to do with that, because he kept it out of the press, or... So yeah, it's a bit... We don't know where she is. Don't know if we ever know, but she disappeared. With her whereabouts unknown, it was Marigold's own son, Simon P. Jones, a lad of but 14 summers. So we are 14 years old apparently, who was yesterday named the provisional heir to the sprawling Sink Empire. However, this vast inheritance is accompanied by an undisclosed contracted condition. Given the Baron's well-known penchant for best of mettle and wit, it's clear that the young heir from Reddington, distinguished in his own night at last year's County Science, fair runner-up, faces an extraordinary challenge in the coming weeks. More to follow. So they are aware, it was in the press. They are aware that we are running around here in the house. Okay. The coat and the coast again. So we have, yeah, that's all fine. Okay, what were we doing? 21 steps. We need to get to the patio because we haven't been there yet. We drove to the room, but we... Oh, jeez, Minelli. Vault. 40 coins. 3 gem requirement. Observatory. That's a dead end story. Yeah, it's all dead end. I guess we'll pick up some resources then in the storeroom. We got the stack and stage, so it's an E over here. We know there's a den. We don't have a shovel. That's the bluebird thing, we know that. Okay, up to the patio. No. How much do we have? Okay, yeah, we can do the upgrade disk in the office computer. We also have dinner potentially, but we need to get to rank 8 before dinner is served though. That's gonna be a sharp one, but we need to do this because we have the upgrade disk. Yeah, here is so this is Lady Clara Aspen with her husband, which is a brother of Herbert. He's also one of the small busts in the office here, isn't he? That's that count guy, whoever he is. Yeah, this one. Is that him? Or that one? Yeah, this is Herbert. So one of those mustache guys is supposed to be him, I guess. Yeah. We will insert your upgrade disk. So this is our second upgrade disk, I think. Unless I forgot about something, but I don't think so. We upgraded the boudoir with 2 rolling dice. So let's see what we get this time. The courtyard. The courtyard plus 2 gems. Maybe. The courtyard costs a gem, which means it's basically a free room and we get an extra gem. Because we pay 1, we go in and we get 2 back. So we have a net positive plus 1. 5 dig spots, also interesting, on condition that you have a shovel, of course. Otherwise it's not so interesting. Or you make it a courtyard, which is always left unlocked. Also interesting, especially if you dropped it in the higher ranks of the estate. Then you can always use this with unlocked doors. I don't know. The Dix box is all fine, but then you need coins to buy a shovel, or you need to find a shovel. We're running around for day 4. I think we found a shovel once. I don't know. At the moment, we might regret this, but at the moment this doesn't seem to be interesting. Having always unlocked doors in this place is not bad. But I think I'm gonna go for this one, because this is always, if you draft this late, you only have 1 gem left. You draft a room and you get 2 gems. No. Let's make it an extra gem. We have a lot of rooms which cost gems. Cloister is 3 gems. What was the other day we couldn't draft? The attic, I think, was also 3 gems. The vault was 3 gems, we couldn't draft it either. So gem seems to be the most important. Okay. Anything else? Sledgehammer, metal detector, car keys. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way we can get to the garage. Unless we find a pot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can get to rank 8 immediately and come back and have dinner. It's gonna cost us 9 steps to have 20-step dinner, because it was, what was it? It was quail with some room that we have never seen before. Gave us an extra 10 steps. No, we can't see it. We can't click on this now. Okay, let's go to the patio and see what's going on there. I see. So also dig spots. Buried below. Occasionally you might discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel, one may be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. Yeah, we figured that one out already. Buried. Buried is in italic, just like bridge was in the pantry and beside in the nook. So there is something buried beside the bridge in the west, because west was also in italic in the office note. So something is buried next to the bridge in the west, which will be the outside bridge that we just crossed there to go to the outside room. So if we have a shovel, we need to check that. That needs to be one of our tomorrow goals, I'm assuming. I don't think we ever are going to have enough steps to do that, and we don't have a shovel. Okay, let's see if we can reach rank 8, then we might have some... If we have rank 8 and we can come back to the dining room, we have dinner, we can go outside, go around into the garage, we can use the car keys. A new goal. Reach rank 8. Billiard room. That should give us something. Oh, well, 1 coin. We have a commissary here as well, of course. We need to find 1 more coin then. Because I think, I don't know, what is a shovel? Was a sledgehammer today, I think. I think it was both sledgehammer and shovel. 17. 1 plus 13 is 14, plus 3 is 17 again. 12. Minus 5 is 7, minus 4 is 3. 15 minus 11 is 4, multiplied by 3 is 12. 7 minus 3 is 4, multiplied by 3 is 12. That seems to be the silver key. That's good. Would be perfect. If this door is locked now, we can use it. Opens a door with many doors. The conference room. Whenever items would be spread throughout the house, they are placed in this room instead. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, I think. The archives blocks our strategy. Passageway is costing us 2 gems, which would give us access to the right. But I just want to reach rank 8, so that we can come back to the dining room. Then we can maybe buy a shovel. If it was 6, I think it was 8 though. And anything spread in here, yeah. So if we would have this room in the house before the office, then all the coins would be here. Is that what we make of it? Something like that. Ah, extra steps, that's good. And there are salty apples, so that means extra steps. Some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout the house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently on your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in this room instead. Okay. Save code 9008, I don't have to worry about that. It's in red, which means it's false. Reminder, after meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. We don't have a magnifying glass, but I also don't see anything. Unless there is something written here, which was the case in the security note. That the security note told us that anything printed in red is wrong unless it's handwritten. But this is printed, so this is completely useless. It's a lie. We can draft rooms here. Probably will all be locked. Okay, we'll do that one first then. Get to room 8 so we have dinner. Mail room, a package will be delivered here the way after drafting the room. It's a dead end though. So we have to go observatory. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, dinner has been served. What are we, day 2? Well, not day 2, 2 stars, which is second time we dropped at the observatory. A pair of chests had been added to the entrance hall. Yeah, we might actually be able to get there now. I think we've done everything here. We pointed it to the sky. We also pointed it towards here, where we found inside the telescope the other floor plan. So I think the purpose of this room has done its thing. Sure. East Wing Hall, obviously, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 steps to get into the dining room. If we go into this room, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Okay, we can go in. Extra key. Here we can draft whatever dead end. Everything's gonna be locked here more than likely. The greenhouse. Yeah, we don't have the broken lever, do we? No. don't have the broken lever. We don't have a shovel. That thing will also have dig spots. Let's have a look at planetarium. If you call it a day in here, we will gain 2 spots. I don't know if we can go in, but what do we have left? 12. We still have a few goals here, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps to the dining room. We've been in that room already. There's nothing in there. Yeah, you have a message. So if we call it a day here, potentially. The music room. One major key, one minor key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's still 9 steps. Can go in. Prism key. If you unlock a door with the prism key in a green room, hallway, bedroom or red room or shop, you will drop the same color. Okay. So another blue room. Denoted in verse. Okay, this is music page 1. First. With a bold word first. We already had page 5 with the word sheets on it. Words first. First words on. Obviously we take screenshots of these pages in its whole, but okay. So the first words on the cheats will probably have a message of some sort. So it is find a white. Find among the white and page 5 was where is that? I have to look it up. Trees was the first word on page 5. Find among the white trees find among the white trees. So we're not over with these. That doesn't mean much. There's gotta be more music pages. What did we find? Number 5. Oh, in the greenhouse, I think we found number 5. Oh, we have our upgraded courtyard in the house already. Or we can do a swimming pool. I don't know if we can go in this room though. We have access to the antechamber, but we obviously do not have it open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No. We have dinner here, then we have 20 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to go outside. We have 11 steps left outside, and if we can buy a shovel in the commissary, we can see if there is something beside the bridge buried. We know that from the message. Or if we can find a shovel here. I think I can go in. I think we have 1 step left. And we find a shovel. Saves us the trouble of buying it. And we get our gems back. Okay. Now we can't make any mistakes though. So we need to get to the conference room. And hope that the running shoes step in here or there. Straight to the billiards room. Oh, we can dig here as well. More coins. We have to go through the commissary some anyway. We can maybe still buy something there. Gymnasium is up. Gymnasium. Oh, here are the running shoes coming into play. So we can have dinner. It's going to give us 20 steps. We don't have the trophy room, so it will only be 20. Because we have the salt shaker. So now we want to go dark room commissary. Dark room commissary. See if we still buy something. Oh, apparently we have the sledgehammer already. We can only buy the compass. Let's see what that thing does. Navigational compass. Draw floor plans leading north more frequently. Okay, that's what we ordered on the computer as well. Oh, that's probably why it was here today. Okay, Nook security. Do we have anything in security that we need to do? No. So we go Nook security, parlor, then entrance hall. Parlor, entrance hall. Pantry, then. And right. They added 2, what was that? Our observatory added 2 trunks to the thing. That's a silver key again. Well, does it matter? Nope. We're dead. We're dead. Huh? We're dead unless we have missed a way to open that antechamber. How many steps do we have? 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can get to the garage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to get to the garage because we have car keys. The drop-off address is 14, 20, 27, Sandy Ride, small garage to the south of Trinsdale. Well, that's not here, it's Reddington over here. Which was already insured in the trunk. The goods are already secured in the trunk. Okay. So we can open the trunk as well. But you know, tomorrow will likely be the last delivery. And I believe Danny already has payment ready. Danny. I have no idea who Danny is. This is obviously a message to the driver, who was already missing for 3 times, according to Mrs. Babbage. So they're running a business on the side here, by the looks of it. Ah, there we go. They're running a moonshine business on the side. Oh, bollocks. Dang it. Yeah, the running shoes are gonna have to help us outside. We want to dig besides the bridge. There's something buried beside the bridge. We have a shovel, so we can dig there, see what it is. We can come back into the entrance hall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to security, where we can do this upgrade this in the computer. What a day. Very productive day here. We got the orchards, we got the west gate, we discovered a bunch of new rooms and some other stuff. Moonshine business going on here. Another dig spot there, I just noticed. Some turnips would be nice. No, coins. Okay, let's see what's going on beside that bridge. Something is buried beside the bridge. Oh, here apparently. A small data microchip buried in old jar. Looks like it might be able to be plugged in somewhere. Okay. Microchip. Oh, we don't know where it needs to be plugged in. We have an inventory full of stuff, but that will all be gone tomorrow. Microchip. Unless we can plug it in the computer. We have to go to the computer anyway. The running shoe seems to help, especially on the outside gates here. That thing always shows up. So we need to get to security to put this upgrade disk in there. They go in any computer, so this was the nearest by, the opposite is further away. Okay, so that's our third one. We got the boudoir upgraded, the courtyard, and now we'll see what it gives us. The nursery, wonderful. That's a room I have no intention in drafting again, but so yeah, it doesn't not that. That's the worst thing that could happen actually. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 8 steps instead of 5, 8 steps. That would make it already a bit more interesting to draft it. The nurse station. If you have less than 10 steps when you enter this room, you set your steps to 20. I don't know. That seems to be a very bad one, actually, if you think about it. Whenever you have less than 10 steps, it's like in a situation like now, but then you're like at the end of the game, if you have less than 10 steps. We're starting with 70 steps from tomorrow on. So that seems to be a very bad room to draft at that point, because you're like almost out of steps, you're on the top of the ranks, and then you had a dead end nursery. Yeah. This sounds way better on paper than it is, because it still remains a dead end room. That's definitely not it. Maybe this one, and what's this? Indoor nursery. Whenever you draft another green room, 2 gems will sprout in this room. That seems to be way more interesting than any of the other two, actually. Yeah, this is fine if you're short on steps, but we will start with 70 steps tomorrow. Plus we can find food and dinner and whatnot. So these steps are not that important anymore already, with all the upgrades and so that we have. That's so gonna bite me what I just now said, but tomorrow we'll probably run out of steps. This room, this is, no. This sounds way better on paper than it is. Because this is like an emergency situation where you have less than 10 steps. Then you have to draft this room to get 20 steps, that's cool. But it still remains a dead end. So if you have to drop that somewhere on the top, then you're blocking yourself out of there. This is, no, this is not a good upgrade. I think I'm gonna go for nursery here. If we can put it somewhere on the bottom, then it's always in, yeah, this is, you need to get this thing early, in like bottom row in the corner or something, where we always try to get a dead end. We put this thing, and then whenever we drop the green room, we can come back to this room to get extra gems the whole time. This seems to be the best option, in my opinion. Seeing we are always, gems seems to be a thing. Okay, but now we have a few problems. Well, we are dead, we can't draft anything anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 steps to get to the planetarium to call it a day there. That's not gonna happen. We only have 9. We have bought everything in the commissary. Or we found the things which they were selling there, which automatically makes them sold out. We have bought all the food we could in the kitchen. We had our dinner. So what is the situation? We will start with 20 extra steps tomorrow because of the orchid. So we'll start with 70 steps. We will also get 2 gems tomorrow at the start because of that morning room. Yeah, we had this patio and then we did the morning room on the other side. There were 2 gems in there, but nothing spread in each green room. Yeah, we dropped at this room, we came back to the right, and then we dropped at the morning room. There were no extra gems from the patio. And then we dropped at the courtyard, which gives us 2 extra gems from the upgrade we did on it, but nothing from the patio. I don't think the patio does what it says. It spread gems in each green room, but the morning room has 2 gems to begin with, and the courtyard also because we upgraded it. So there were no extra gems because of the patio. So that's also seems to be a room that we don't want anymore. Other than that, I have no idea where the microchip goes. So I'm afraid we're going to lose that. We can't use any of these silver keys or prism keys or whatever. We have nowhere to drop anymore. We're dead ended. We have access to the antechamber, but it's not open. So the door is not there. So we have to call it a night, and I can't call it a night in the planetarium because we do not have enough steps to get there. I don't think there's anything more we can do. Yes, we can, if we can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 steps to the utility. Parlor, pantry. That's not the parlor. That's the parlor. Parlor, pantry. We can play around with these lights here. We know what we need here. The only problem is, how do we get it? Green, red is all we can get. Let's make them all red and see what happens then. Nothing. Okay. I think we got blue the other day by making them all green. So let's do that. Okay, we have green. That's blue. Red. Green again. Okay, we cannot make them all blue. Well, maybe we can. If we click the blue goes to the next. Yeah. So it always makes, okay, if I click this blue, these two are gonna be blue. Right. Okay. Okay, but we can't make this, can't make 5 blues. Okay. Okay. So we can make purple by putting a red next to it. Then we can do it, I think, right? Because we know from the office computer. Okay, so I need to do red, click that. Red, click that. Red, click that. Red, click that. And then we can make 5 purples. 6 purples. And the computer told us if we made all purple, we could do white. Okay. And the order we need is nothing, blue, green, white, red, purple. So this one needs to be white. And then we need red and purple. It's the other way around. I need to get purple here first. Okay. And then I need red here. Okay. And then we need green here. And blue there. And then this one needs to go off. That worked. Okay. What it does, what? The Gemstone Cavern has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with 2 gems. Okay. Yeah, we obviously cannot. Okay, permanent addition. Gemstone Cavern. But there is more here. So there's some other stuff. Yeah, there are still more doors outside that we haven't figured out. So yeah, that will be for the next episode, I'm afraid. Because we can't get there. We have a bunch of items with us, we're all gonna lose everything. The car key's done its purpose. We opened the car door and the trunk. We found an upgrade disc. We upgraded the nursery. We found another upgrade disc which already worked. Because we upgraded in the office and then drew the courtyard later on, and it immediately gave us the upgraded version. We have no idea where the microchip goes, so I'm afraid we're gonna lose that. Which probably means we have to dig it up again. We know where it is. There's not much else we can do. We cannot call it a day in the planetarium. We have no steps to get there. We cannot go check out the cave because we have no steps to get there. So the only thing we can do is have a look what we found today, which is quite a lot, I think. Yeah, we got the walk-in closet, garage, music room, rumpus room. Conference room, upgraded boudoir, upgraded nursery, which now became a green room. It's not a bedroom anymore. We got the east wing hall. We got the patio, the morning room. We saw some of the other red rooms, archives, weight room. We didn't decide to drop them, but we only found the planetarium so far. And we know there are 8 outside rooms. We took the tool shed, so from tomorrow on we can also go outside. And then there is something here. There's another room for something. Okay. Nevertheless, a very, very productive day. We unlocked 3 outside things. And we discovered a bunch of new rooms. And we also know the driver Christoph is doing a moonshine business with some guy called Danny. It's probably one of the other servants. We got some information from the groundskeeper about the rooms being, especially green rooms. We got 11 new rooms. And we will start tomorrow with 4 gems. 2 from the morning room and 2 from the gemstone cavern. And we will start with 70 steps because of the orchid. And we can drop outside the rooms every day. So yeah, definitely a very, very productive day. The only problem that I'm now having is what's the goal for the next episode. For this episode we had orchids. We needed to find a computer to do the password thing. We have found 2. We did security. We looked at the mails, which gives us the thing for the utility box, which unlocked the gemstone cavern. So yeah, that's something we can do when we start the next episode. Is check out that gemstone cavern. There's probably one of those blue flame things. That's what we got in the orchid. This is the second thing. Yeah, we did not get a blue flame on on the west gate thing there, on the outside room or so. So there's no blue flame there. Or maybe it's in one of the outside rooms, that is possible. We only saw one of those 8 so far. So yeah, we'll start the next episode by going to that gemstone cavern and see what's going on there. We will have 70 steps. We will have 4 gems. I think the idea is to drop some rooms and try to find the boudoir as quickly as possible. Then we can re-roll the outside room and in that way get all the different rooms outside. Hovel would not be that bad. That will not cost us gems to drop rooms, but steps. If we start with 70 steps. Yep. We'll find a goal. And then obviously we want to find as many new rooms as possible. But that will be for the next one. As for this time, thank you guys for watching. We will be back with more discoveries hopefully in the next episode. We'll see you guys then. Bye bye.